Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Press Pass podcast. This is Ross Foreman, and let's welcome in Josh Matthews. Josh, how you doing today?
Well, Ross, I'm thrilled. I mean, Press Pass is back. So many rumors about the future of Press Pass and what was going to happen, and we're back.
We're back with literally our biggest guest ever.
Yeah, how about that? One of the newest signees of Impact Wrestling, Acey Romero. I forget how we do this, Ross. Do I go through some stuff first, or do we just welcome Acey in? I mean, you tell me, buddy. It's your show.
All righty. Well, let's before we bring in Acey, hopefully he can be patient for a minute or two. I know you always have some of the greatest hot news updates possible, so I'll give you the floor for a minute or two and bring us up to speed. What's going on?
Yeah, Acey is new, so he'll wait patiently and he'll be happy about it, right? And then after 5 or 6 months of being on the roster, then he'll be texting us feverishly that he's just waiting to talk, right? That's how it goes?
Basically, yeah. I'll give him your direct number, too.
He's got my number. We do appreciate Acey Romero, and I know that everyone's waiting to talk to the big man, but let's just get through some stuff real quickly. Hard to Kill live January 12th pay-per-view, Dallas, Texas. The Bomb Factory is the location. Tickets went on sale last week. Titanium packages on the 15th of last week, and those sold out, which is awesome. Totally done with our titanium packages. Front row seats also sold out. So now we are on to the Golden Circle and then the general admission. And from what I understand about the Bomb Factory, the general admission, the balcony area is really cool. So, if you're on the fence, get your tickets, join us, see everyone in Dallas. Going backwards, then Saturday, we're going to do something. The details of that are being worked out as we speak. Friday is Bash at the Brewery Part 2 in association with RCW. We had a great time with them last year and are very excited to partner with RCW again for Bash at the Brewery 2 on Impact Plus on January 10th.
And Josh, you can confirm Bash at the Brewery 2, do we have a temperature in that facility? Can you confirm?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be as hot as it was last year. I'm just hoping it's not super cold. Hopefully we get a good temperature at the Freetail Brewery. But we're excited regardless for that show in San Antonio. And we just announced today and yesterday our February specials. So February 21st will be on Twitch. That show's called Outbreak. More details of that in the coming weeks. And then February 22nd, we're back at the Davis Arena on Impact Plus for Sacrifice in Louisville. So tickets will be available for that soon, too. So we'll just keep everyone updated on social media and ImpactWrestling.com. And then, of course, next week, the week of Thanksgiving, we have a huge show, IPWF. This is a show that we're super excited about. Throwback show, 1983, Throwback Throwdown, IPWF in Canada. So much fun producing this show. I think everyone's starting to kind of see what we did and what the show looks like, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of great matches. Our cast and crew will take on different personas. The main event is Julian Cumberbund with Sonny Sanders defending the International Commonwealth Television Championship against Downtown Daddy Brown, played by Willie Mack, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. I saw the screener. I think members of certain members of the press are going to get an opportunity to see the screener, and it's just going to be a lot of fun for everybody. So that's kind of the update, Russ. That's where we are with everything.
Do you have any favorites from the IPWF?
Well, I mean, Jazzy Fitbody has got to be my favorite, right? I mean, played by 5-time Knockouts champion Madison Rayne. I don't think I get to have much of a choice in that matter. I love Don Callis as Sexton Hardcastle. Scott D'Amore is Giuseppe Scavelli. He's the promoter. I play his son, Giuseppe Jr. So just, a lot of thought went into this. So much effort from our amazing creative team, and the execution from the talent is just second to none.
All right. Well, I will agree with you on Miss Jazzy. She is what a great look for her. There's a lot of fun characters. Excessive Force is pretty entertaining, and of course the hard workers who they're going against. Oates and Hall.
Going to be a lot of fun. Hope everyone joins us Tuesday on Access TV.
All righty. Well, with that, we will segue into our special guest. Let's welcome on a 401-pounder from I don't know exactly where his city is, and I believe it's Saco, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. Saco, Maine. Acey Romero. Acey, baby, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Welcome. But first, let me just ask you, where in Maine exactly are you?
Saco, Southern Maine.
Southern Maine. All righty.
Yep.
Well, welcome to Impact.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
What a night! Bound for Glory in Chicago, October 20th. Walk us through that night, your emotions, and then the big match.
Man, that day, just full of stress and anxiety. It should have been a day of like excitement, but I was really stressed out all day long. Afterwards, I was feeling the excitement, and I was proud to be a part of the event. But yeah, it was a fun day overall, but there was a lot of pressure, and I, as you saw in the match, I took a big fall, so it was pretty crazy.
Acey, it's Josh Matthews. Sorry, Ross. Ross brought up Bound for Glory and how amazing that was, but your Impact story really started on Saturday when you got your contract offered to you publicly in the ring, live on Twitch. Kind of talk us through that a little bit. You got very emotional on that night, rightfully so. What were you thinking when that happened?
I was very pleasantly surprised, humble. Chicago has been a great town for me. The fans there really treat me, like gold. So to get offered a contract with a company like Impact Wrestling in Chicago by the boss, the big boss, it was very. The words can't really explain how I was truly feeling. But I'm so thankful.
That's awesome. It was a great night for everybody, a feel-good night, and super happy for you. And
thank you.
Can't wait to see what's coming up for you. I know you've got a match with Moose in the near future on Impact that everyone can stay tuned for coming up on Access TV and kind of hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Yep.
Ross, you want to get to the media? Unless
Sure.
you have anything else?
No, we will open up media for questions for Acey Romero and maybe even a question for Josh. Media, if you identify yourself, your media outlet, and we will go from there.
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6.
So you've already had some great matches with the likes of Darby Allin and Sami Callihan. Is there anyone in particular on the Impact roster you're hoping to get in the ring with?
Man, I'm a big guy, so I'd love to toss it up with Michael Elgin, for sure. And also, I want to get in the ring with Eddie Edwards. I've wrestled Elgin before in the past, but I've never wrestled Eddie Edwards, and he's from New England, so I've always wanted to get in the ring with him. So those guys are the top two for sure.
Very nice.
Hey, Acey.
What's going on?
My name is Stephanie from Steelchair Magazine, United Kingdom. Welcome to Impact.
Thank you.
Welcome to the family, I would say. I have a very specific question to ask you because you were defined as the 401-pound behemoth. Isn't it? Do you feel it is? Can be? Sorry, my apologies.
Okay.
Isn't it an issue for you to be defined because of your weight, because of your size, and most importantly, for your career. My God, tonight, for your career, have you ever suffered from any kind of discrimination because of that? I think it's very important to talk about that because you are curvy, and well, it should not be a problem.
Yeah. I don't know if I would call it discrimination. I mean, I guess it depends on, who you ask. But I've definitely in the past have been in locker rooms where I've wrestled people for the first time, and I can just tell they're judging me, by the way I look, and they think I'm going to be a certain way in the ring, whether I'm going to be slow or I'll get tired easily, or just basically not an athlete. And the best part about that is that once the bell rings and we get in the ring, their perception of me changes right away. Because what who I am and what I do in the ring, there's not a lot of people that can do that. So that's really the biggest thing. I can tell people like to judge a book by its cover, and I think that once they from bell to bell they find out that it's a totally different story. They find out who I really am as an athlete and a performer.
That's great.
Thank you for the question.
Stephanie, I think that's the first time on the Press Pass podcast we've ever heard the word curvy used.
I'm curvy, man.
No, but Ross, if you allow me, in France, in my country, we really define people like Acey, really like fat. And I hate this word because you can be 401 pounds and being great. So I prefer the word curvy.
All right.
Curvy means.
The good thing too is that even like from a fan aspect, like I've never got like a negative reaction, to my knowledge, as far as, once people might see me come out, live in the ring, and they see what I look like, they're like, oh man, what's this guy gonna do? He's a big guy, he's quote unquote curvy. He might not be good, but again, I get out there, I do my thing, and like I have the place going, place going nuts by the end of it.
No, and I mean, for me, if you feel good the way you are, perfect. So,
absolutely. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's safe to say, yes, he's curvy, but the agility he brings to the ring is certainly a perhaps a surprise to some, but people see that very quickly when he's in the ring. Acey, talk about the agility you bring as a big guy in the ring.
Yeah, man, I've always kind of like had it. It's never really been like a struggle to, move around in some sense. Like I fluctuated, with my weight, here and there throughout my career. But the agility, for some reason, has always been there. Even on day one, like I've always been a big guy. Day one wrestling practice, like get in the ring and I'm hitting the ropes, doing bumps, getting up, like, and just as good as some of the guys who are in shape or have abs or smaller than me. Like it's just something I've always had.
Acey, we're going to go to an email question that came in from Paulie T. He's talking about the move at Bound for Glory when you flew off the 10-foot ladder through a table.
Yeah.
How bad did it hurt? That's all he wants to know is how bad did it hurt?
If you'd like to ask a question, your request has been received. To remove yourself from the queue, press *6.
People around the world saw it. It was a struggle to get up the ladder in the first place because not that it was hard to climb it, but I'm scared of heights. And being as big as I am, climbing up there, the ladder's shaking, I'm sweating, I'm trying to go for that title, and falling from that height, it was like slow motion. It was like timber, and then it was like slow motion, no sound, and wham, and then it just impact, and I just came. I don't know. I didn't feel anything when it happened. Nothing. I didn't feel like anything broke or anything, but I was limping when walking out of there. Like once my adrenaline came down, I was limping for a couple weeks. My back, my ankle, I was pretty messed up. The adrenaline's a crazy thing.
And a clarification for everybody: those are 10-foot ladders. I know that person because I got those ladders to the Odeum that weekend. 10-foot ladders, and you're going a pretty good distance at 401 pounds.
Get the velocity, the impact. Like it was like land. It was crash land, and it's like all systems check. Like I gotta figure out what's going on. Everything okay? And then kind of snap back to reality, and it's just like, wow, I'm gonna be in a lot of pain in probably like 20 minutes. So the initial impact, I can take a good beating or a good fall, but afterwards, I was pretty hurt for about 2 weeks.
Ice bags, head to toe?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Hey Ross, Riju from Sportskida in India. It's been a while.
Hi, Riju. We missed you.
Yeah, likewise. So if Josh is around, I'd like to begin with asking when he's coming to India.
He's already on a plane. He's left this call and is on his way to the airport. So hopefully you can meet him. He prefers flowers and chocolates at the airport. I'll say that's about all he would need. But you can go on with your question for Acey.
Absolutely. So I just want to ask, when you were on top of the ladder and you were in front of the whole Bound for Glory audience, what thoughts went through your mind? And secondly, do you think a spot like that is necessary for you to make a name in the business?
What went through my mind as I was climbing is once you get to that height, because you have the lights on the ring, right? So you can't really see. You can't really see when you're in the ring. You can't really see the fans. Once you climb, you get about 8 feet, 10 feet. Now you're kind of above the lights. I could just see the entire arena stand up. It was like a weird energy. And as soon as I fell, just like silence. But things like that. It's my debut, Bound for Glory, biggest night of the year. You gotta take some risks, and you gotta make people talk. Obviously people are talking about it, and that's a good thing.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Carlos from Indie Pro Wrestling, IndiePW.com. How you doing today, Ace?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. So I have a two-part question. What are people's general reaction when you let them know that you're a professional wrestler? And what do you think about Impact Wrestling now being on Access TV? What are some goals you have now that you're on the national level?
Man, when I tell people I'm a professional wrestler, the first thing they say is, like Hulk Hogan? And so I have to explain that. But then, being on Access is awesome. Like, I think not a better time in the wrestling business for Impact to be on Access TV. They already play wrestling already, New Japan and WOW. I think it's just a good spot for us. A lot of people get to watch it, and I think people are going to be really impressed of what Impact's going to bring to the table, and I'm so lucky and humbled to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. So much content
Absolutely.
out there, and thank you for your time.
Hey, thanks for the question, man.
Acey, what do you want to do? You want to do a domestic call next, or you want to go international? We'll stay domestic.
Yeah, that's fine. Either way.
You may now ask your question.
Hey, AC, it's James Walsh from the Wrestling Epicenter. Pleasure to talk to you today.
Hey, man, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. So in doing my research before I got a chance to speak with you, I saw that at the New York tapings, which sounded like they were a lot of fun, you're facing Joey Ryan in one of those matches. And the last guy I interviewed from Impact was Ken Shamrock, who made a lot of headlines when he faced Joey Ryan. What is your take on wrestling Joey Ryan? And Do you understand the controversy that comes along with it?
Oh man, my first thought is you gotta stay away from the gimmick, and you know what I'm talking about. Not trying to touch it, No, but here's the thing. I love Joe. I love what Joey does. It's not what he does. It's what the reaction he's getting. So I'm always all for like not necessarily falling off the ladder, but if it's gonna get a good reaction, the fans love it. I think whatever is happening in the ring and it's getting a good reaction, I think that's the way to go.
All right, it's good to see.
So no controversy on my end. I love anything that's gonna get people talking and that the fans enjoy.
All right, it's good to see a guy that's out there. I'm glad I got to ask you a question that wasn't about your weight, by the way. All right,
man.
Thanks, guys.
James, curvy is in these days, so you can use that term.
Awesome, curvy, that works.
Curvy.
All right. Acey, we're going to go to an email question that came over from Sam Tarasco. We've answered the first part of his question, but the second part is kind of interesting. From the past, which big guys would you like to have faced?
Which big guys from the past? Definitely Bam Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna. I've always, as a kid, wanted to face The Undertaker. He's a big man, he's a giant. But the top two definitely be Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, and also someone who I've came in close contact in recent years, Rikishi. Great talent.
What's going on, Acey? How are you, man? Andrew Thompson of Post Wrestling here.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing? So firstly, I wanted to ask you, what were some of the characteristics about Impact Wrestling that backed your decision to sign with the company?
The locker room, first and foremost. The locker room is so talented. This is, they're the best bar none, I think, out of any, television company out there. The locker room is so good. And I know a lot of the guys and girls in the locker room. So just talent alone, I wanted to share a locker room with that because it's also a place for me to get better and work and be with the people who are killing it on a consistent basis, and bring what I have to bring to the table and work with them. The locker room is by far the best, I think.
Lastly here, next week you'll actually be facing fellow Impact star Josh Alexander for the AAW heavyweight title. Have you two had the opportunity to talk about your match, and why do you think so many wrestlers speak so highly of the AAW promotion?
I've actually haven't talked to Josh. I've seen him at, obviously the Impact. I haven't talked about the match or anything like that. We have never wrestled before, so I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. And as far as AAW goes, it's just, I think for me it's Chicago, man. The AAW put on the best shows with the best talent, and the crowd is awesome. And the AAW is one of my favorite promotions to work for on the independents.
All right, thank you for your time, man.
Hey, thanks, man.
Hey, Acey, as long as we're talking about Chicago, we always get this direction, but what about Chicago pizza?
Haven't had it.
What do you mean you've never had Chicago deep dish pizza? Never
had it.
Wow. We had a bunch backstage at Bound for Glory afterward.
Oh, no, yeah, I stayed away. I'm watching my girlish figure, so
it's curvy.
Like my curvy figure. But no, I've heard good things, but maybe eventually I'll get an opportunity to try some Chicago pizza.
All right, next time you're in town, let me know, and we get you some good Lou Malnati's pizza.
Thank you.
Hi, Acey. This is Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc. Thanks so much for taking the time today.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, well, I'm here in Chicago as well, and
Awesome.
I thought that was a nice lead-in. You've gone viral with your pounce and chucking people out of the ring. I just kind of want to talk to you, get your take on, what have you learned from the experience of going viral and how important that is in today's pro wrestling scene?
It's a crazy, crazy thing. Like, I would never think in my career that I would go quote unquote viral. And like, it's one of those things, like, you can get, you can have an awesome match in wrestling and people can talk about it in the wrestling world. But when you do something in wrestling or anything and everybody is talking about it, every major news outlet, anyone you can think of is talking about it, it's pretty overwhelming. But, it's one of those things that happens. And if it happens, I consider myself lucky because it definitely helped my career a lot.
Cool. And I just wanted to follow up also about the Impact contract. When you got offered the contract at All Glory and you signed it, like, did you review it in the ring or do you review it in the back and sign it? Like, I don't know. It just got thrown at you there. I didn't know if you just signed it on the spot without even thinking about it.
Scott told me to trust him, and so I trusted him. I signed my life away.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's all I've got. Thank you so much, Acey.
Hey, a quick follow-up on some of the stuff Nick was throwing at you. Acey, I want to ask you about Jamie Foxx.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing, too. Like, it was just crazy how, like, celebrities are just, posting my GIF, the pounce. It's like, it's mind-blowing that I've never met these people, but these people, they know that I exist. Like, my likeness, my body, they know that I exist somewhere on this earth. So I think that's pretty cool.
Tell us about what happened there with Jamie Foxx.
He posted the video on his Instagram, and then someone tagged me in it, and I looked at it. It had he posted it like hours prior, and it had over 1 million views, and I'm like, what? This is insane. It's just one of those things, man. It's hard to explain. I was blown away by it.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a question that came in. Boy, I'm going to mispronounce this guy's name. Mike Owusu. How do you pronounce that? Owusu. I'm not sure, but very interesting question for you, Acey. What are your thoughts on intergender wrestling, and are there any knockouts you think you could tear it up with?
I think intergender wrestling is cool, to be honest. I think it's its own art form. I think there are a lot of very talented and strong female women in professional wrestling, and they're getting their chance to go head to head with men, and I think it puts on a great show. As far as the knockouts, I think that myself and Jessica Havoc could tear it down and do something crazy if the opportunity ever came up.
Certainly would have to agree with you. You and Havoc would be a very interesting match.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of them in the that Knockouts locker room that could be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Grace would be another one. Tessa would be another one.
I was certainly leaning towards Jordan. I didn't want to throw it at you immediately, but her power is certainly something that you would have to contend with.
You think she could slam me?
Well, you're putting me on the spot now. I'll say yes. I've seen her do these handstand push-ups that I can't do. So, yeah, I'm going to say she can slam you.
Yeah, she does push-ups and squats in her entrance. She's pretty strong, I bet.
You think she could slam you? I'll throw it back at you.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty curvy, as they say.
Well, let's see if he's still here. We'll have one final vote. Nick, are you still there?
I'm right here, Ross. What do you need?
Yes or no? Can Jordan Grace slam Acey Romero?
I'm not going to tell Jordan Grace she can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't want to tell her that either.
So it's a yes or no. You didn't answer the question.
I unequivocally think Jordan Grace could slam Acey Romero, and I would say nothing otherwise to her face or behind her back.
You're a smart man, Nick.
Thank you. Try.
Hey, Rijo from Sportskeeda again. I had a quick follow-up. I mean, and this goes with what you guys were just discussing. What do you think of Tessa Blanchard potentially becoming the world champion of Impact Wrestling?
I think that would be history making. It would be the first time ever. It would be, I think, news headlines would go crazy over it. And I think if there was right now, as we stand today, a female wrestler to do it, I think it could be Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, and one quick follow-up. You also share your name in a sense with Ace Austin. Do you think there's the potential of a feud in that sense?
Oh, there can only be one. There can only be one true ace. Yeah, maybe. You never know. Well, time will tell, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
So Riju, consensus that Jordan Grace can slam Acey Romero?
I will have to agree with Nick. You do not disagree with. I mean, Jordan Grace can do anything.
Smart person. Let me throw you two other names. What you just mentioned, Tessa. Could Tessa slam Acey Romero?
Absolutely.
What about Ace Austin?
I don't know, man. These are difficult questions.
All right, well, you go with 2 out of 3. All right, I see where you're going. Then that.
Yeah, Miss Curvy on the phone again. Stephanie from Searcher Magazine. I think Curvy will be the word of the day. But there's nothing bad with me saying that. Trust me. It's even more a proof of respect. Were you watching Impact when you were younger? Who were the wrestler you appreciated? And was the company appealing to you at that time when you were starting to train to become a wrestler?
Oh man, I was always a big fan of Samoa Joe. You know, he's a fellow big man. Things he could do for his size were incredible. Abyss was another one. Abyss, I always loved, you know, the big monsters, and he was insane. Yeah, I watched Impact when I first started training in the business. It was right around the time when my favorite angle ever in Impact Wrestling happened. It was the Aces and Eights.
Mhm. And how have you been welcomed by the locker room? Because this contract signing was like a dream come true, and was like a golden ticket. So were you welcomed by have you been welcomed by the wrestlers and everybody in the locker room?
I was welcomed with open arms. At the same time, though, I'm not naive in any sense. I'm the new guy, and I'm also the new big guy. So already, I assume I got a target on my back. But for the most part, everyone was cool. No, everyone was cool, but I'm just, not naive because I know what when it comes time to get down to business, people are gonna come after me full force.
Mhm.
Acey, we got a question that just came in from Justin Grant, kind of a follow-up on some of the stuff that Stephanie was asking you there. What and who were some of the influences that helped you form your moveset?
Man, my moves, I have a really interesting moveset because I feel like I don't have a lot of moves. I do a few power things. I do the black hole slam. Obviously that's pay homage to Abyss, and do the pounce. Monty Brown was a guy I like to watch back in the day. But what was the rest of that question? I lost my train of thought.
Who and what helped influence your moveset?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was going to a point. So, my moveset, like I said, the Black Hole Slam, the Pounce, I feel like I'm more of a defensive player. I like to see what people are doing in the ring, and I try to play off them. So, I watch what they're doing in the ring, and when it's my time to take my shot, I'll do it. So I'm always reading the other person first. So like I don't have a lot of moves in my arsenal. Like I do the clothesline from hell, the JBL. Got some big power moves in there, but I'm also watching what the guys do in the ring to make my next move.
All righty. Well, Acey, we appreciate your time very much. We'll wrap it up. I know you told me in advance your time was pretty limited today. I do want to ask you though, Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for, and what do you do for Thanksgiving?
I'm so thankful for my family, first and foremost. I don't get to see them that often. Last year, I did not get to go home for Thanksgiving. So I'm thankful for my family, and this year I get to go home, and I can't wait to see my family. That's the biggest thing.
Pumpkin pie, yes or no?
I'm not really a big pumpkin pie fan.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to have a fun dinner when you come back to Chicago. We'll have some pizza and pumpkin pie.
I look forward to it.
All righty. Give you the floor here for a final thought. We'll wrap it up. Your thoughts. Welcome to Impact. And
hey, man, I really appreciate you guys. You have me on here. You guys can follow me at the Acey Romero. And you guys can watch me every Tuesday night on Access Impact Wrestling. I appreciate it, man.
Perfect. You got it, Acey Romero. Thank you very much. Media, I appreciate you guys calling in. And, yes, as people have asked me and emailed and texted, we are going to do the press pass way more often than we had. We had a little break there, but we will be back possibly Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So stay tuned. I'll email you information about that. Acey, have a good weekend.
Thanks so much, Ross. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Q&A session is over.